Alright guys, I am back with my review of the WWE TLC 2013 pay-per-view, and starting with the pre-show, you got the panel of Mick Foley, Booker T, and Miz, and Miz is talking shit about Kofi Kingston, so Kofi runs up and slaps him, and then they hold each other. Mick Foley and Booker T have to split them up. This leads to a match later on the actual pay-per-view. It's Fandango versus Dolph Ziggler. Very short match here. Summer Rae distracts Dolph. Fandango hits the leg drop for the win. Then we see a limo pull up with Triple H, Stephanie, and Vince McMahon. Triple H and Stephanie come out to hype up the main event. And the first match is CM Punk versus The Shield. I actually thought this was alright for a handicap match. And The Shield has to tag in and out, so it's traditional handicap match rules. Roman Reigns tries to spear CM Punk on the outside, but Punk moves out of the way, and Reigns just goes flying over the announce table like a dumbass, and he hurts his eye. So the doctors are checking on him for damn near the entire match until the finish. And Punk is trying to fight off Rollins and Ambrose. He hits the GTS on Rollins. Reigns gets back into the ring. He tries to spear Punk again. Punk moves again, so he spears Ambrose. And Punk throws Reigns out of the ring, covers Ambrose, and gets the win. AJ Lee cuts a promo on the Divas and the fans. Then it's AJ versus Natalya for the Divas title. And AJ escapes the sharpshooter. Then Natalya escapes the Black Widow. She goes for the sharpshooter again. And AJ counters with a small package for the win. This was a good Divas match here. Probably the Divas match of the year, actually. And I'm glad AJ went over and she wasn't punished, or at least she hasn't been punished yet, for this confrontation she had backstage with some news reporter girl. I can't remember her name, but apparently AJ got pissed off that she said something to CM Punk. I don't even know what happened, but she cursed her out, and WWE was really embarrassed by the incident. So I heard they were going to punish her, but I'm glad she didn't drop the title here. I really thought Natalya was going to win anyways, but AJ went over. Then it's Damian Sandow versus Big E Langston for the Intercontinental title. Big E hits the big ending for the win. That was it. It was a fine match. It wasn't bad or anything. It was just kind of there. There was nothing to it, nothing memorable about it. We see Vince McMahon backstage shaking hands with Randy Orton. Then it's Goldust and Cody Rhodes versus the Real Americans, Ryback, and Big Show and Rey Mysterio for the tag titles. And this was a good match here. There was some silly stuff that happened in this match, but it was still a good match, and the crowd was great. The crowd was good all night, except for a couple matches that no one could get into. Doesn't matter how hot the crowd is, there's some stuff on the show that no one could possibly care about, like Brodus Clay versus R-Truth. And I also have to give them credit because everybody in this match looked good. Even guys like Ryback, who you would think they would just eliminate first and get them the hell out of there, even they got in a lot of offense, so definitely give them credit for that. But Goldust rolls up Ryback, eliminates Ryback first. Then the crowd starts chanting, "We the people," and JBL acknowledges this, and Jerry Lawler acts like he didn't hear it. And Michael Cole says, "I heard something." So stupid. So they're beating down Goldust. Big Show gets a hot tag. He knocks out Swagger and Cesaro, eliminates the Real Americans. And then it's down to Big Show and Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes and Goldust. And Goldust just got his ass kicked for like 5 minutes straight. And he's the guy going up against Big Show. Big Show helps him up. Why would Cody just stay on the apron? Why wouldn't he jump in? So that was really goofy. And then Goldust kicks Big Show, and he just stands there waiting for Goldust to hit a crossbody on him. But Cody Rhodes hits Crossroads on Rey Mysterio and gets the win. Backstage, the Primetime Playas, the Great Khali, Los Matadores, Vicky, and Brad Maddox are playing with the Brawlin' Buddies. Kane's music hits, the room turns red, everyone leaves. Kane comes in, and he plays with the Brawlin' Buddies. Very lame. Actually reminded me of a funny thing I read on Facebook. It was a picture of the Great Khali, and it said, "What if the Great Khali's been cutting pipe bombs this entire time, but no one could understand him?" He's been cutting the promos of his career, but nobody could hear him. So Brodus Clay versus R-Truth is up next. Tensai was very annoying in this match. Tensai stops Brodus from throwing Truth into the stairs, and then Brodus gets Truth in a Tree of Woe spot, and Tensai gets on the apron. So Brodus says, "I'm better than you," and Tensai and the Funkadactyls walk out on him. Truth kicks him in the head and rolls him up for the win. The Brodus Clay Hill stuff was entertaining, but yeah, it was kind of annoying with the whole Tensai Funkadactyls thing because they cost him the match. Backstage, Vince shakes hands with Cena. Then it's Kofi versus Miz, no DQ match. Fans were chanting boring. I have to agree, this was a boring match. Miz removes the turnbuckle, exposing the steel, and of course that means he's going into it. So Kofi kicks Miz, he flies into the steel, and then Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise for the win. Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatts. This was a good match. I liked this one. This one definitely picked up once Bray Wyatt got involved in the match. At first it's Luke Harper and Eric Rowan just beating down Daniel Bryan. Bray Wyatt stays in his rocking chair, and once Daniel Bryan's had the shit kicked out of him, Bray Wyatt gets in the match. He did the Exorcist crawl again. The fans chant that was creepy. It was good stuff. And Bray Wyatt tries to get Daniel Bryan to join him one last time. Bryan kicks his hand away, and Bray Wyatt hits the Sister Abigail for the win. Good stuff here. Then they're talking to the panel, and Foley calls him Way Bryant. So then it's Randy Orton versus Cena. This was the TLC match. Cena puts Orton through a table on the outside, puts him through the announce table. He goes for the belts, and Orton pushes the ladder away. So Cena's just hanging there while Orton hits him with a chair. And Orton lifts up the mat, or Cena spears Orton through another table. And Orton lifts up the mat, he finds some handcuffs. He handcuffs Cena to the bottom rope and swallows the key. He throws the key into the crowd. And Cena unscrews the bottom rope to climb up the ladder and stop Randy Orton. He knocks Orton off, but Orton runs over and pulls the rope to knock Cena down. Then Orton climbs up to the top and grabs the belts to become the unified champion. And it was a good match, but you would expect it to be a lot better. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great or anything, and you would expect it to be a lot better because this was the match that sold the pay-per-view. Everything else was really just tacked on. I mean, if someone was going to buy this show, it would be for this match. So you expected a lot more, but it was a good match. Afterwards, Vince McMahon, Stephanie, and Triple H come out to congratulate Orton, and that was the end of TLC, the big historic pay-per-view. What a joke. I thought the show was very, very mediocre. It wasn't really a bad show, but nothing exciting here. I wouldn't even say this would be, besides the main event, I wouldn't even say this would be a good Raw. I mean, it would be a good Raw, but I wouldn't think this would be like a amazing Raw or anything, just with the rest of the card. The main event was really the only thing that said pay-per-view. Everything else was just stuff you would see on Monday night, really. And that's how I feel about this one. So that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.